What's shaking?
How's it going, everybody?
Here we are. Loki,
Loki Season 2,
the premiere.
Episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
What do I think? Uh, it's an interesting opener. Uh,
It's weird.
it was weird.
It
It
was
was
weird.
good. It was a little confusing.
Anytime you have something that deals with time,
Yeah. Yeah.
there is going to be some, like a learning curve.
Yeah.
Okay? There was some definite good things about this episode.
Yes.
Um, it's not at par with the first season yet, but we just started.
No, yeah, but this is
We just
the
started.
kicker, right? So,
Right? You know, like remembering where we left off with Loki being pushed through that time door,
Yeah.
or portal,
Mhm.
or whatever. And at that point, we're not really given the information that he slipped through time,
No,
right?
just that Mobius M. Mobius does not know who he is.
And there are statues
Mhm.
that no longer look like the timekeepers, and now Kang, or the what does he call himself?
The one,
He who
he who remains.
remains.
Yeah.
There's statues of him everywhere. That's where we're left off.
Yeah.
Right. Pop back in,
Mm-hmm.
and Loki goes not full spaghetti.
No, but like a weird, rubbery, peeled apart looking something.
I'm talking like done properly. This could be horror film stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I liked it.
Yes.
It was very unique, very cool. Almost like being torn apart.
Yeah. Like you could see
and
the like
put back together.
the shredded skin look thing that was going on.
Like, and at points phasing through other things.
Yeah.
Like there is literally a point where he's holding one of the pruning sticks, and his face like morphs through it for a second. Like
Yeah.
it is cool.
It's very cool.
It's cool, and
I
it's
like the effect.
creepy, and it worked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. I agree. But yeah, he bombs through. He's on the run. Gets torn apart. Realizes that he was back in time because he escapes and does that cool jump off the thing, lands in the back of that truck and stuff. And I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah, like the first thing he does is find Morbius, or try to find Morbius.
Yeah.
Um,
Except for it's Mobius, because he's not looking for the vampire.
Names.
Names.
Apparently, I'm
you're
making
good at
up my own show.
Yeah.
All right. Mobius.
Mhm.
Okay. Glad to see.
Is it
that
Mobius or is it Morbius?
See, now you're messing me up. All right.
What's the vampire's name?
Morbius.
Okay, then it's got to be Mobius.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Why are we so messed up in our heads right now? It's my fault, obviously. Clearly my fault.
So
Right.
Mobius.
Yeah, he doesn't recognize him and stuff like that. He's trying to track him down. Doesn't find him right away.
Well, that was after he even talked to the other dude,
the mop guy.
the clerk guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that guy doesn't recognize him, and he morphs back in after that thing falls and cracks the floor. And
See, those are the aspects of the show that I really enjoyed, is the little markers and cues that told you what portion of time it was.
and yeah, he kind of realizes that I think that was when he realized that he had gone through time,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought, yeah, it was a really cool. The way that they were playing it out, it was really neat.
It took a moment. It took a moment to gather your thoughts and figure out what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
And even there was moments through it where you still had to kind of figure stuff out, which made it an interesting confusing episode.
Yes. All the way through.
You're
Oh.
literally piecing this together.
Yeah.
As you go. Does that make it? Is that what they're intending?
Well, I mean, I think we're just kind of on the same journey he was, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's trying to piece together what's going on. But yeah, he takes off and then does another time slip, ends up back in time, but at that courtroom at the same time that, like, Mobius comes to the room that he was in, that he disappeared from.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And then Mobius ends up getting called to the courtroom, and they're talking about the jet skis, which I thought was a nice little touch.
Yeah, so that guy, what is it, X5?
Yes?
Because
I don't know.
That, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Are you?
Because he sits there like this in the elevator. In the elevator, he sits there like this, holding his stuff, and it's got X5 on his thing, like he's really cool. Which is weird because he's got a scar here, and a scar here, and then his uniform has a slice right here. So I don't know if somebody attacked him while he was doing that.
That makes it feel like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, did
Somebody
you notice that?
No, I did not.
It was weird. Like, does this guy do that a lot?
Apparently, that's just how he lives his life.
Well, because I think, like, it's not uncommon for people who wear that sort of outfit to hold their outfit like that. Like, a lot of, like, police officers will hold, like, their stuff like that because, like, I think they're taught to do that.
Yeah, maybe.
So, it's not unrealistic.
No, when you did it and you were talking about it, I could picture, that's what ran through my head, was like officers holding the.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's a bit of a dick.
Yeah, he is.
Making fun of Mobius.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna make mistakes now. Making fun of his dream.
Yeah.
How dare you? We all want to see him end up on a jet ski or a Sea-Doo.
Yeah.
You know, starts talking about Sea-Doo being a brand.
Yeah.
Like,
of jet ski.
You know, that's
like Kleenex.
Passion, or like
Wow.
like hot tubs and jacuzzis, you know, like
like Q-tips.
Yeah, Q-tips. But like that's real passion.
Yeah.
When you're talking about things like that. And how dare you first off go into his personal space.
Yeah. And
grab
start
his personal
ruffling
items,
his magazines.
right? And then mock him for it.
Touch my stack of magazines.
We all want to see this happen.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, so he's told that they need to proceed to the battle room.
And is it
war room?
Ren.
You're messing me up all. Renslayer.
Is it?
Yeah. Because I want to see Renfield, but that's a Dracula thing.
Right. Renslayer.
This is why we write names down.
That is why.
Okay.
Look, I didn't have time to properly prep the notes board, or properly send my notes to the notes board.
We're doing okay, other than really messing up.
So Renslayer is no longer around. It was an interesting toss because at this time Loki's listening to those recordings, and the one who remains, Kang, was talking to Renslayer on these recordings
as if they're partners,
and they're going to be partners in something. So now we have this mysterious Renslayer figure.
He makes it sound like she was a pivotal person in the war of the Kangs.
Yeah.
Right. Now I don't know how. What could she have contributed so much that she could be a pivotal?
I don't know.
Like person for.
I don't know, man. This is your realm.
For that, right?
We're in your realm.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can't figure it out. All right. At some point, He Who Remains decided that she was no longer a fit for that, and reprogrammed her to be just a judge of some sort.
Or did he?
Or, well, she didn't remember anything of that, or at least they didn't let us know. Nobody can see that.
I can see that. Um,
It's fine.
Behind the scenes work. It's a professional show. Um,
Notes are being put up for us,
yeah.
but apparently I'm old and my eyesight's not great.
So, yeah, and we get the idea that everybody's been reprogrammed and their memories have been wiped
multiple times.
Yeah, because the pictures are different. The statues are gone in the future, so he's more of a mysterious figure and gone. And these timekeepers.
Yeah, at some point he decided. At some point he decided that he wasn't going to be the face of the Time Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the Time Bureau. I get it. Okay, that's
mm-hmm.
literally from another franchise. Okay. I'm going to call it that anyway because it's quicker.
Okay.
It's not quicker because
no,
there's initials. Anyway, he decided he wasn't going to be the face of the organization and that he was going to create the
timekeepers.
The timekeepers.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a mystery why like all of this has happened, right? It's just there's so many layers to this.
It's like an onion.
Like an onion. All right? Yeah, it's interesting. How many times have they been reprogrammed? How many times has Mobius been reprogrammed?
Right.
And at this point, they're aware of this.
They're starting to be aware of it.
Right?
Yeah.
Or there's a good amount of people who are aware of this. Yeah. Mobius is aware that he had a life.
Yes.
Yeah. And a lot of people at this meeting, including just a sleeping guy.
Yeah. The sleeping judge guy.
Who is really of no significance other than he kind of wakes up a little bit when they get loud.
Yeah.
Right? And they're sitting in this at this triangular table,
mm-hmm.
Where there's they're strategizing, like this Time Bureau.
Yes.
Is not just an agency. They have a war room.
Yeah. So I don't know all of the judges' names.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into their names.
But the short one is in The Witcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she seems to be in charge for the most part. The point of this meeting is to decide whether these timelines need to be pruned.
If they're going to go full prune.
Okay. The argument is that these are lives.
Yeah.
And pruning them realistically in some way or another is killing these people off.
Yeah.
Ultimately, the Scottish sounding one.
The Scottish sounding one.
She sounded like
the general one with the...
Yeah. Okay. Which she had like a whole bunch of pins on that looked kind of...
military?
Kangish.
She was military of some kind.
She's some sort of military. She was all for pruning.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Ultimately, the decision was made not to prune.
Yes, because Loki slips in and zaps a wall and there's Kang faces behind it.
And before Loki pops in, they're listening to a recording of Loki.
Yeah.
From season 1, where he's saying, you all had families, you all had lives, and stuff like that. And like, if you're trying to make a presentation, it's quite lucky that somebody spaghettis their way into into the room at that point to kind of prove that things were messed up.
Yeah. Because what's his face tries to pull the old rod on him.
Yeah. X5 a-hole tries to prune him. Mobius stops him. At this point, Mobius recognizes him, but Loki's not convinced.
Yeah.
Has to really kind of convince himself that, okay, you recognize me. Mobius doesn't take a lot of convincing from Loki about what's going on.
Right.
Right. The funny scenes when he's starting to tear apart and stuff like that, and Mobius is like kind of buttering it up, like, oh, it's not that
no,
bad.
It doesn't look that bad. It's and then eventually he's like, no, it's horrifying. It's awful.
It looks like you're being born and dying at the same time, and being rebirthed and stuff. And then there's some cool camera work where they're in the elevator and they're talking about it, and then it swaps over to this lady. What do you think? She just doesn't say anything. Interestingly enough, a lot of those scenes were done by just like handheld cameras, like handy cams.
Oh yeah.
To have that kind of back and forth kind of motion and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And like the kind of jitteriness to it type deal, right? Some cool camera work going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, really cool.
Speaking of cool camera work, there's also some great camera work in The Witcher. I was watching some stuff on The Witcher the other day.
The Witcher, the show that's going downhill because
we don't know.
Without Henry Cavill, you don't have The Witcher.
That's
I don't
fair.
want to get into it.
We won't get into that. Maybe we'll do a short on it.
Yeah. I'm willing to do such a thing.
Yeah. So yeah, some great stuff in this whole basement section with this dude that's
OB
that's just been down there forever.
Don't ask me to say his full name or his omnibus or something.
Oh, apparently Laura, the producer, refuses to watch The Witcher now. But you're never gonna know whether it's any good unless you watch it.
I just can't see the Hemsworth boy doing as well of a job.
That's probably accurate, but I'm gonna watch it and I'll let you know.
Maybe I'll give it a chance. Not the point right now, though.
No.
Okay.
Anyway,
we're going down to the basement
where Obi is.
Where Obi has been sitting there for millennia.
Yeah, by himself.
All the time, just lonely Obi.
And apparently the last time someone was down there was Mobius when he got off on the wrong floor 400 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember. I stuck around and you left right away.
Right away. He gave me the nickname Obi. This is a really cool scene. Probably one of my favorite scenes.
I loved the way that they played with time here. I don't think, like when I'm trying to think about it in other things that I've watched, that anybody's done that kind of juxtaposition.
Yeah. So to kind of go into it more, we're down there to find out some information about how we can stop this from happening.
Time slipping.
The time slipping,
which you can't do in the TVA.
Apparently. All right. Obi's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's a smart, dumb guy.
He's a Sheldon.
Okay, he's not dumb. He's socially awkward. Yeah. Okay. When he slips into the past, and then in the present, when Mobius is talking to him, and he is remembering things as they're happening in the past.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
That's what I mean. Like, it's just such a super cool way to kind of show that they're changing the past as it's happening. And the dude's mildly aware of it, even. Yeah. It's just cool. It's a cool new way to play with that whole time.
And back to camera work. They have when it goes back and forth between like Loki and Obi and stuff, they keep the heads at the same level so your eyes never have to wander.
And we know how much you love headspace and things and the way that works. So,
but isn't it convenient that you don't have to search? Like visually, you don't have to search it. It works so well that it seems very seamless.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna keep doing this. So, yeah, just it's probably one of the better scenes in this episode.
Yeah, I love the scene. And I mean, a lot of the episode takes place in that kind of space too,
Yeah.
where a lot of the dialogue and the explaining and whatnot is going to happen. So I love that he just randomly builds a machine that he didn't know that he was going to build, that he had all of a
It's
sudden.
been sitting there for 400 years.
Yeah, but it wasn't
Or
sitting there.
not necessarily 400 years, but for a very long time it's been sitting right there.
But was it? It wasn't.
No, it was.
But it wasn't. Because
Was
he
it?
wouldn't have built it.
No, but realistically, from whatever time Loki went back to,
Yeah.
from then on,
But at that point, before he said anything about it and decided to build it, it was not sitting there.
but after the point where he said something and built it,
Then it was there.
it sat right there.
But it wasn't at the
It
same
was
time.
and it wasn't.
This is what I mean. Why this is a very confusing episode. It's a lot happening.
It was fun.
Oh wait, yes, I do have that. Just pulls it out.
It was fun.
It was
fun.
great. It was a fun
And
episode.
it's almost like Mobius would say something and he'd be like, "No," and then he'd go, "Wait a minute."
Wait, I do have that.
Right.
Wait,
So they
it
need
is
this
possible.
object to retrieve Loki's.
From the time stream, but only after he prunes himself to stabilize.
It's very complicated.
Everything.
So Mobius has to take this thing into the temporal thing. Okay.
That's stringing together all of the timelines.
It's a cool concept that time is kind of like a mess until
Yeah.
it goes through this thing and then it comes out the other end as a singular timeline.
Yeah.
Right? And at the moment,
It's too much.
there's so much going on and so many extra timelines that it's clogging this machine up to the point where it's going to overload, which may or may not be the first time this is happening.
Who's to say?
There is a point where the Mobius that doesn't recognize him is talking with the other lady and saying that there's 60 some on timelines that are out of control. Renslayer was reprimanded for a large scale event that happened. So I believe at least once before this has happened.
Something like this.
Something of this scale has happened. So the plan is we put Mobius in a ridiculous suit, right? Which, if he fails, his skin will be peeled off.
And I love
he brings up several times.
Right skin question mark on the one monitor. Yeah, it's good.
Just to skip back a little bit, another thing that I found funny was when Mobius was being told about He Who Remains, he kind of mocks the name, kind of saying, "Oh, that's kind of, big-headed," and kind of like saying, "Oh, I'm the last person and last man standing."
Yeah.
Right?
But he is.
Well,
was. Not now. But not ever also. Because now he's gone. So
yeah. But now there's a war coming.
I think my brain's melting a little
It
bit.
is melting. This is not like you.
No.
Normally you're very on par. You're very, you have things all wrapped up in your head and you're
Well, I'm
a pot of boiling
I feel like
brains.
I'm currently still having thoughts and like mild epiphanies about the show. And I mean, I watched it days ago, and and time itself. I might build a time machine after this.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, okay? If you ever build a time machine, why don't you come back to this point exactly?
Okay.
Like in 3, 2, 1, you failed at it. You never made a time machine.
I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
No. I'm sorry about that.
Well,
I would have liked to see
tried.
that. All right.
Or I'm not going to now because I know I fail.
Yeah.
But
hey, that's too crazy, dude. So we got to put Mobius in a ridiculous suit.
Yes.
Which once he goes in to put the device that's going to tether him,
like a giant fishing rod.
Yeah,
thing.
he's got to put it in there, program it. It's got the largest exhaust tube they could find. I'm like, how? He's like, oh, I'm gonna run back.
Yeah, because you got to book it.
Book it in that thing.
I like when he's trying to book it back, and it's like
Just fighting it.
moonwalking.
Yeah. So
not moonwalking Michael Jackson, but
at the exact time Loki's got to prune himself.
Right.
Okay.
And he's got a pruning watch on.
Yeah. Okay. He doesn't get to do that right away because he time slips.
Where?
Where does he time slip to?
To the future.
Yes, because he sees the skin note.
Yes.
Which sounds way more messed up than the way I just put it.
where Mobius wrote skin ? On the monitor.
Which is cool because it sets it up well so that you know whether he's in the past or the future.
Yeah.
Right. Which this is the first time he goes into the future.
As far as
we know, right?
Yeah.
So he's searching around the building. Nobody seems to be around for a pruning stick.
Well, and everybody's like they're abandoning ship, basically, right?
Yeah.
Like they're running.
What is happening in the future?
Well, there's too many timelines going into that machine because Obi mentions that too. So is this the end of the TVA, really? Is it going to implode?
Maybe it already did. Anyway, he's searching and stuff like that. Comes across a ringing phone. I don't really get this. Did you lag? I don't really get this. The phone.
I don't know what's going on with the phone.
And he just sits there not answering it.
No. Because he can't find a pruning stick. He's got to prune himself now.
Time's running out. He comes to some elevator.
With a phone beside it.
This is the ringing phone. The door of the elevator starts opening, and it's Sylvie.
Yeah. She says, there you are.
All right. So she's been looking for him.
And then prunes him.
No, she doesn't prune him.
Who prunes him?
Somebody from behind him prunes him. Nobody.
Do they?
Yes.
Are you sure it wasn't her?
No, it wasn't.
How do you know?
From behind.
How do you know?
Because she's still holding the door when it happens.
Maybe she just stuck the stick out.
Somebody
with her foot
from behind him prunes him. Whether it was to help or not is a mystery. Who it was is a mystery.
Was it Renslayer?
Maybe. All right. This forces him back through the time stream. All right.
Into the timelines where he's grabbed by the tether and Mobius isn't going to make it and he's trying to hoof it in his giant suit. The doors are closing and then Loki flies out of the timeline. Now no longer going to time slip theoretically, smashing into Mobius and knocking him through the door. Super classic.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. All right. Now what? I literally don't.
You don't remember? I don't know what happens. Nothing really. They get through the door, and then you're right. I don't remember anything happening after that.
The only thing I remember after that is Sylvie.
Yes.
At McDonald's.
That's all I remember too.
Right. So she goes. Right at the end, she's in Oklahoma, I think.
Teresa says he pruned himself. That's not true. He didn't have a stick to prune himself.
No way he pruned himself.
And he didn't look happy about the pruning at the time either.
He was caught off guard by the pruning.
Yeah.
It was
and Laura says
behind him.
Says she would like to be pruned.
That's another topic that's dirty.
I'll prune you later.
All right. That's an after hours show. Okay. I
don't even know.
Weird.
Yeah.
We gotta get rid of her. Weird.
Why can't we remember what happened after they flew through the door?
I watched it today.
I don't know, man.
I don't know that a lot did.
I don't think much did. I think that was pretty much the end of the jam.
I think that we see Sylvie open up a portal to Oklahoma. She goes to McDonald's.
In 82, a year before I was born.
Yeah, 2 years after I was born.
Yeah. And then she wants to try everything. Why does she want a McDonald's so bad?
I think you have to understand that this is a girl that was pulled from her timeline.
Yeah.
Didn't have a childhood.
Right.
She's not just saying she wants to try everything in McDonald's. She wants to try everything in life.
Yeah. But why did she go to McDonald's?
Because that's what you want to do as a child.
No, it's because that's who paid for it.
All right.
In the 80s, McDonald's
that's
didn't...
who paid for it.
Yeah. In the 80s, McDonald's didn't suck, says Teresa. You are accurate.
Yeah.
That's correct. And I'm not
That is correct.
That is correct.
Yeah, so if we missed anything, let us know. I feel like there's a blank in my head. Okay, I think that what you're doing is messing me up.
I'm sorry.
I think that this episode melted my mind.
Yes, and by that point, we can't remember anything.
I don't know what's real anymore. Are we here? Are we not? Are we both here and not here?
I don't know.
I don't get it anymore. My life has no meaning but all the meaning at once now.
And that's the episode.
Thank you for coming or not coming or both.
Maybe you were here.
All at the same time.
And then you weren't. Maybe
weird episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Solid start to the season, I think.
Okay. Give it a good rating. Or a bad rating. Or both. I don't know anymore.
It's bananas.
Where's my banana? I don't know what to rate this.
I don't know either.
I'm going to start off. I don't want to go too conservative. I have a habit of giving things a higher rating than they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to... going for a 7.5.
That's reasonable.
Because I don't think it was in par with the last season.
No.
But I think it has potential.
Yes.
I'm sticking with that. It was weird.
I am going to dip below you.
I don't like to think this hard.
I'm going to go a little under what you're saying, and I'm going to go 6.5.
6.5. That's
because it was a good episode.
Some room to grow.
It wasn't amazing. It got I want to give it room to grow on me and maybe sort out some of what's happening in my head right now.
Once my mind calms down and starts to rebuild itself, then I can see about watching another episode.
That's fair. That's fair. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much.
Remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Tell your friends.
And comments, guys.
It always helps.
Peace out. Stop doing that.